Hal Jordan in the Green Lantern Corps, number 20. Robert Venditti writing and Rafa Sandoval rather, on art. I put an extra syllable in there for some reason when I said
Yeah,
that.
I was like that. That didn't sound right.
No, I don't know why I did that. Yeah, go on then.
Did Matt read this?
I think he did. I think he did. Would you want to hear?
Yeah. I'm intrigued to know what he thought before I say my thoughts.
All right, not as good as it had been, but still better than it should be. Take from that what you will. Hal doing Hal things makes me, and then he's just put Z
Yeah,
sleep noises. And
yeah.
then he said, "Guy is the best and better than Kyle, and Peter needs to read this." Screw you, Matt. That's all I have to say on that.
I think I agree with every point he said there. Actually,
Kyle over Guy, but that's just me being me.
Carl was still a little bit weird in this issue. You know how I mentioned last time he did the flirting with Saronic at really inappropriate times, and it was just like this doesn't feel like Kyle. I know he does that, but just not at that moment. And it was the same thing here. They were going up to fight all these things, and he's like, "Hey, big battle's romantic, right?" And it's like, okay. But anyway, they're fighting these big will thing. You know, the creatures we were talking about the last couple of issues. That they were attacking Mogo. Hal went up to fight them, and turns out they're made of will energy, so their rings do nothing against them, no matter how much they fire. They basically do this cool thing where they all charge up Mogo, and like they share their power, and he lets off this big massive beam at them, but it still does like nothing.
I have the planet blast them. That's a good idea.
It's a pretty good idea, to be fair.
Yes, but as good as you can get.
Yeah, it is. And it's actually quite a nice visual when that happens. It's pretty cool. But ultimately, John actually tells them all to surrender and lay down their rings because they can't beat them. So that's kind of the ending from his side. The other side of the story is one I'm kind of not as keen on because it ties back to Venditti's work where I didn't like it.
Hal?
It was Hal, and it was. Do you remember the whole DCU bit where he was wearing that glove?
I remember you telling me about it, yeah.
I only read like one or two issues of it, and I was like, nah, still not for me. But at the time, he was kicked out of the Corps or something, and he stole a glove. I think it was one of the Guardians made the glove. It was the prototype for the for the rings. So it could channel the energy, but it was a bit unhinged. And it's what he used to create his own ring at the start of this series. But the whole thing was that glove actually is sort of sentient, and it bonded with Hal to a degree, and it created all these things. And Scarrow, was that his name? I can't remember the villain's name, but he knows.
Not to be confused with Starro. Scarrow.
No, sure. It was definitely there was an S and there was a K in there somewhere. But basically, he said that Hal once told his father where this glove was buried, and then his father told him, so that's how he knows about it. And he basically ends with this big gauntlet, and then the creature coming out of the earth under this planet, a big. It's kind of like a Green Lantern looking thing, but made out of will. It's just made out of the energy, and him going, oh, he'll have to battle his own creation. And I'm like, okay, Hal. Every Hal plot in this has been kind of boring, and it's always the worst part of the book. Everything else has been really good.